Please welcome to the stage, Stacy Dymalski.
Thank you. Yes, I thought I would be cuddling on the couch with my little dog tonight, but this is so much better. So my name is Stacy Dymalski, and I know that's a hard name to pronounce. Club owners are always telling me, come on, change your name. Change your name. It's a weird name. Yeah, can you believe it? One time, when this MC told me I should change my name, he hops up on stage and introduces Zach Galifianakis. Perfectly. It rolled off his tongue like a Shakespeare sonnet. And then, later, he introduced me, Stacy Dymalski. Except it came out as Stephanie Dumski! And I know. So then I thought, yeah, maybe I should change my name. So now I occasionally go by Zach Galifianakis. I just cannot wait till Zach finds out. So when I'm not doing this, I have a day job, and in my day job, I work in story development in film and TV. Yeah, we'll get to that. Which means I spend my time getting into these heated debates with other writers about things like, how do we portray the modern American woman? One time I got into it, went back and forth with this writer, a man, who thought he knew more about being a woman than I did. I know, right? So finally I said, oh my gosh, quit mansplaining the modern American woman to me. Yeah. And I hurt his feelings. I said, oh, Stacy, I'm not mansplaining. Mansplaining is when somebody tries to explain a point of view I know nothing about. After that, I did what any modern American woman would do. I shot him. So in my effort to cobble together a living, I also teach story development at Pasadena City College. And, oh, well, thank you. I get the one little, thank you. Yeah. So recently in class, I mentioned that I am producing a comedy album. And I had this one student, she was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Wow, that's really cool. I just have one question. What's an album? For real. You gotta remember, these kids were born like around 2001, yeah. So I was like, vinyl, you listen to it on a stereo. And she cocked her head like a confused little chihuahua. And she said this, I kid you not, isn't stereo a setting, not a device? And I thought, touche, Emily. Technically you are correct. But no, it's, okay, let me try again. It's a turntable, that plays a record. R-E-C-O-R-D. And she goes, that spells record. Like when you record a video. And then another student chimes in and goes, nah, a turntable. It's that big machine that DJs use in clubs. It's from the 90s. And that's when it suddenly occurred to me, I was in a Gen Z version of Who's on First. It's like we spoke the same language, but different dialects. I was like the Cockney accent of technology. I sounded real hip, but nobody could understand anything I was saying. So it's hard. I have many jobs I have to put up with. It was hard this year. Nicole was talking about anybody else have a crazy year. I had to endure a strike. That was really hard. I'm glad they're both over. We kind of get back to work. So I'm a single mom and I had thank you. I had a son living at home and I'm unemployed that whole time. And he was in college. He graduated in June, yay, and then moved out in October. I am finally, for the first time since I've had kids, an empty nester. I know. And as my son was moving out, he says, Mom, what should I be most concerned about leaving home? And I said, well, buckle up. Because first and foremost, you are not going to believe your checkout bill from home. Let's see, counting housekeeping, laundry, food, car service, incidentals, your bill comes to $256,342.89. I take Zelle or Venmo. Now I can finally have a man spend the night without it being awkward. But first I have to find a guy who wants to spend the night. Otherwise it's really awkward when I lock the door and turn out the lights before he leaves. Yeah, but I don't even know if I want to go down that road, you know, because in all my relationships with men, after they really get to know me, they all just want to move on. I don't know, I'm kind of like Las Vegas. If they stick around long enough, all they want to do is leave. But not until they've tried all the slots. So it's hard for older women. It really is, because in our society, women age, but men just become distinguished. Yeah, for example, gray hair on a man does not make him not hot. In fact, he's considered experienced. Making him seem like he'd be smart enough to know where the good scissors go. On the other hand, people look at a woman with gray hair and think nothing of asking something like, oh, what was it like seeing Elvis perform live? Why do you do this when you pretend like you're talking on a phone? Is it true you once boarded an airplane without a pat down and a cavity search? You know, I've actually been told occasionally, not as often as it used to, but people would say, oh, you know, you look good for your age. Yeah, that's a bullshit backhanded compliment. You look good for your age. Compared to what? Keith Richards on a good day? You know, Oscar Wilde once said, never trust a woman who reveals her true age. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know, I may not look perfect compared to somebody 20 or 30 years younger than me, but that doesn't mean I should have to lie. So if anybody asks me how old I am, I tell them, I'm 102 years old. And I look damn good from that. Yeah, so as Nicole told us, you know, the holidays are coming, and that means a lot of things for a lot of people, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different religions. For me, that means it's time for my women's annual exam. I figure it's a stressful time of the year. Let's just get all the stress done and over with all at once. So a while back, I had my pap smear, and the doctor afterwards said, hey, good news, everything looks great. In fact, you have the vagina of a 35-year-old. Which was weird because I was 23. Anyway, during the exam, they took a bunch of, like, you know, sonogram pictures of my coochie, some close-ups for posterity. I guess you'd call them headshots. And since then, my phone has synced with my medical records. And then last year, November, my favorite photo card app sent me a sample Christmas card of my cervix. And they put it in a manger. Surrounded by three wise men with a caption that said, "Spreading love this holiday season." I had so many questions. The biggest one being, what AI software looked at my hoo-ha and went, "Yup, this would look good on a Christmas card." I have 8 billion pictures on my phone. I've been to the Emmys. I took so many pictures, my phone died of embarrassment. And yet this software picks my wrinkly little cervix to play the baby Jesus. It's like when it was like those people who think they see Jesus on the side of a mountain or on toast. If Jesus thought, "Oh, this would be a good place to have people get on and off a bus," what's he thinking? It's you know, what if I sent that Christmas card out? Be like, "Hey, honey, we've got Stacy's Christmas card. Let's take a look." Oh my God! Stacy has the vagina of a 35-year-old.
Please keep it going for Stacy Dymalski.